Well, good morning once again. I actually don't have too much prepared today. I don't have a specific theme that I want to stick on, which is normally how I do things. Is I'll have some intuition that I need to talk about a specific topic. But today it's a little bit different. I just got this overwhelming need to start this and kind of see where it goes and do that stream of consciousness. And I think maybe part of the reason why I needed to do it this way and not even really think about what I was going to talk about is going back to different fears that we all have, and I'm certainly not immune to them. It's been amazing, the transformation and how quickly it can happen. Where at one point, I mean, less than 2 years ago, I was watching like Alex Jones and all these conspiracy theory people that were just consistently, and you can watch them. It's super entertaining, so forth. But doomsday scenario stuff to the point where I was like a little bit of a prepper, and I was I was pretty scared about a lot of things, and I had a lot to be grateful for, but for some reason I didn't see any of it, and I was so worried about what judgments were cast on me, or I was worried about the end of the world, but of course I was worried about what other people were saying and what they were expecting of me, and it was so limiting, and it actually made me kind of curl up into like this crippled ball where I couldn't even make decisions for myself without getting approval from others. And I actually was looking through my Facebook news feed. I don't know if you ever look at the Facebook news feed. I don't, not the wall, but actually their news. And it's actually kind of like the same thing as watching news on TV. The only difference is you get to see what people are commenting, so you get to see people's sentiment and the public sentiment. And when I look through this, the reactions are so fear-based. It's very rare to see somebody look at the situation, whatever it may be, and there's a lot of crazy things going on right now. There's a lot of people looking that aren't able to look at it in any kind of divisive manner. Like they'll say it's the whites, or it's the blacks, or it's the Asians, or the Chinese, or the Hispanics, or what they like blame it on a whole group of people, and it's like everybody's fault. Where it's just like one or two or maybe five people acting crazily. And the media supports this, and what gets put up there is like this clickbait. So your headlines are like these things that are catchy and they're so dramatic. Or there was like something from Misha, I think it's Misha Barton, I'm not very good with celebrities, who posted some solidarity picture, and she was in a bathing suit, and people started casting judgment on her for being in this bathing suit. And this happens to us all. We all get this feeling where people are going to start casting judgment, whether our sunglasses are cool, or our hair is nice, or if we've shaved perfectly. And this happens to each and every one of us every moment of every day, to a point where we don't often realize how this is crippling our decision making. These are just judgments. These are just fear. So if you've ever worried about what other people think about you, and there's definitely some of you out there, I'm sure, don't worry about this stuff. I'm always just speaking from my own personal experiences of what's happened with me and those around me. But if you ever worried about what other people think about you, then you're living in like this state of fear. And if you do it all the time, like your nails got to be perfect, your hair's got to be perfect, your shoes got to be perfect, your words have to be perfect. I did it for so long with doing these videos of prep work and making sure I knew exactly what I was going to say. We sit in this place of worry or fear or anxiety, and we feed it by watching the news. We feed it by going down those paths and even letting people get into it. I mean, even right now, Dolly here, she's pretty worried apparently. She just keeps calling. Yeah, I have chickens. It's amazing. I'm a city guy. It's awesome. But, we get into these roles where we have to be a different person to everybody we're with. We're brother to, well, I'd be a brother. You're a sibling to your sibling. You're a child to your parent. You're a parent to your child. You're an employee to your employer. your employer to your employee. Like, we have to run into all these different roles, and we have to play them so much different, or we think we have to play them so much different. We like choose to be this type of person because it seems like that's who we're supposed to be when we're playing that role. But the reality is we just need to be authentic. We just need to be true to ourselves. And if we're not true to ourselves, then we will go into that fear because we don't know who we're supposed to be playing. And maybe you know, maybe you don't know who your true self is supposed to be. But if you're watching this, if you're watching this type of material, whether it's me or anybody else, there's something calling you. Whether you know it or not, there is something calling you, something that's going to make you really, really happy. Something that there's a feeling inside of you, because we don't just have a life, we are life. Like, we just ride along in these meat bodies. I've talked about it before, and I think about it all the time. Like, I think we get to come back. I really believe we get to come back. And I think about, what am I going to change about the world now? So when I come back, it's even that much cooler a place. And what are other people doing? And this stuff is not reported on the news. What are other people doing that are actually changing the world for the better? Because the world has changed for the better, significantly so. And there's tons of studies. I'm not going to tell you what to think, but I will definitely tell you, how to get to a place where you can find your purpose and what's important to you, and go research it, because there is so much great information out there. There is so many people doing amazing things, and we see it every single day. This little cell phone that I'm on, this Facebook Live thing, this is a relatively new technology that we're using, and it's changed the entire landscape. It's changed the world. It's given us access to people across the planet. It's made it so amazing, and we can actually relate and actually get in touch with people and stay in touch with people and learn about new cultures and become better people by learning what took 100 years to cross that information in the past. So really, just think about it. Take a self-assessment. Are you doing what is in your purpose? Are you doing what you love? Are you being authentic, and are you being true to yourself? Or are you living in fear? And we all have fear. We all have this limit that we're testing, and we have to get to an upper limit, right? We want to push that limit, but do we know what that limit is? Did we fail once, and did we give up when we failed that one time and never push again past it? Or did we come back and attack it from a different angle, or try to make some changes to get to that success? We all have a limit, but that limit can be moved. It can be raised. There's a huge bar. So I'm going to talk a bunch about what my limits are and how I overcome them on a daily basis, and what I do when I face that fear in my upcoming webinar next week. And it's really simple tools. Anybody can learn it. I really hope you join me for it. I'll post the links. The links are all over my page here, so just go sign up for it. It's about 30% capacity, and we have about a week to go. So I'd love to see you there, be able to answer any specific questions you have. And just to really end on a really positive note, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you that have said, kind words to me, giving me likes, giving me those little love icons, and giving me feedback. But the people that shared it just means so much to me. And some of you have really shown me so much positivity back in return that really helped drive me. You've sent me messages, texts and messages here on the comments and to the page, and it means so much to me. I actually spent time this weekend. Actually, I took a bunch of them and I printed them out, and I made this huge board that you guys have made. I'm going to turn this camera around so I can show you this huge board that I made. There's still some room on here, so if you've got something nice to say, share it now. You get on my board. But this is like part of what I do that makes life so much fun, and makes things so exciting to do. It drives me. I'll sit there, if I'm having one of those tough days where I'm not getting inspiration or I'm not feeling so great about things, I'll look at this board. So your comments, your positivity is huge. It really means a lot to me. So thank you very much. Keep it coming. Have a great weekend. I'll probably do another video over the weekend, but it's going to be a pretty busy one. So thank you for watching. Please share And please join me for the webinar. It's going to be life changing. Thank you and have a great day.